Welcome to this step-by-step ASP.NET Core tutorial for beginners. Whether you are brand new to web development or just getting started with the .NET Core, you are in the right place. In this video, we will guide you from the basics to building your first ASP.NET Core application with complete clarity. Here is what we will cover in this video. We will start by understanding what ASP.NET Core is and why it is so powerful for modern development. Then we will set up your development environment and walk through building your first project step by step. Before we begin, make sure you have the tools ready. You will need Visual Studio or VS Code, the latest .NET SDK installed, and a browser to test your app. Don't worry, I will guide you through each step even if you are not familiar with all these tools. So, why should you learn ASP.NET Core? It is fast, secure, cross-platform and backed by Microsoft. That means you are learning a future-proof framework used by companies all over the world for building scalable and secure web applications. Now that you are set up and ready, let us dive into the practical part. We will create a new project, understand the folder structure, and then build and run your very first ASP.NET Core web application. Welcome. In this video, we are going to explore models in ASP.NET Core. Models are fundamental part of any well-structured application. A model represents the data and business logic of your application. Think of it as a blueprint for a real-world entity such as a product, a customer, or an order. Models contain properties that defines the characteristics of the entity such as the name, price, and description of a product. They can also include validation rules and business logic to ensure that the data is consistent and accurate. Let us create a model class for our application. We will create a product model to represent a product in our e-commerce store. In Visual Studio, navigate to the Models folder in the Solution Explorer. Right-click on the Models folder, go to Add and then select Class. A dialog box will appear. Name the class product.cs. It is a convention to name model classes with a .cs extension. Visual Studio will automatically create a file named product.cs in the models folder. Now that we have our product class, let us define its properties. Properties represent the characteristics of a product, such as its ID, name, and price. Inside the product class, add the following code: public int ID get set, public string name get set, and public decimal price get set. Let us break this down. Public int id getSet defines a public property named id of type int. The getSet syntax allows you to both read and write the value of the property. Public string name getSet define a public property named price of the type decimal. This property will store the price of the product. We use decimal for monetary values because it provides greater precision than float or double. Now that we have our product model, let us see how to use it in our application. We will use it in a controller to retrieve product data and pass it to view to display it to the user. In the details action method of the product controller, we create a new product object and set its properties. Then we pass the product object to the view method, which makes it available to the view. In the details.cshtml view, we use the @model directive to specify the type of the model that the view expects. Then we can access the properties of the model using the @model syntax. For example, @model name will display the name of the product and @model price will display the price of the product. To ensure that the data in our model is valid, we can add validation attributes to the model properties. Validation attributes allows us to specify the rules that the data must adhere to. For example, we can add the required attribute to the name property to ensure that the name is not empty. We can also add the string length attribute to specify the minimum and maximum length of the name. Similarly, we can add the range attribute to the price property to ensure that the price is within a valid range. ASP.NET Core provides a variety of built-in validations attributes that you can use to validate your model data. In this video, we have explored models in ASP.NET Core. We have learned what a model is, how to create a model class, how to define model properties, and how to use the model in a controller and a view. Models are a fundamental part of any well-structured ASP.NET Core application. By using models, you can represent the data in your application in a clear and organized way. I encourage you to create your own models and use them to represent the data in your application. This will help you build well-structured and maintainable applications.